Hi, and welcome to Carolina Women. We are here today at Custom Audio Video. We love being here. We are joined by our first guest, Susan Diamond Riley. She is a fantastic author. We got a great show for you today. And of course, Erin is here looking lovely.
Good to see you.
We got some fun stuff here that I see you didn't dress for.
That's true. Not this segment.
Not this segment, exactly. But I met you a couple of times. I've known your books, I've read your books, and then had the opportunity to meet you and was so impressed with not only the stories that you write, but the way you present to kids. So let's talk a little bit about The Sea Island Secret, A Witch's Revenge, and my personal favorite, Sea Turtle's Curse.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. And these books are all historical mysteries. Mm-hmm. They are based here in the Lowcountry, specifically on Hilton Head, but they travel around. But what's a little bit different about them is that they're all set in the present day. But in each book, the characters solve a mystery from a different era in Lowcountry past. Mm-hmm. So in the first book, they're solving a mystery from the Civil War, right here on our Lowcountry area. Mm-hmm. And this is the second book, The Sea Turtle's Curse. In that one, they're solving a mystery that has to do with the Spanish explorers and Native Americans that lived here back in the 1500s. Mm-hmm. And then the most recent book, which just came out in the fall, The Sea Witch's Revenge, has to do with the Revolutionary War right here in the Sea Islands when Hilton Head was Patriot Island. They wanted independence from England, but Defusky was loyal to the king, and so they were at odds with each other.
Well, it's really funny because you're involved with the Pat Conroy Center in
right.
Beaufort too, and so I guess you've learned quite a bit about the history of Hilton Head too. Why put history and mystery?
History and mystery, because it checks two boxes,
yes,
Debbie.
Exactly, together.
A lot of bang for the buck.
What do you think? Yeah, what demographic, what age?
Well, I originally wrote the first book, Sea Island Secret. I wrote it for middle school students. Mm-hmm. The main characters in the book are siblings, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they're here with their grandparents who live on Hilton Head.
Which
the kids, the kids themselves are from Chicago, and so
not Ohio. You didn't give Ohio a plug?
Well, I was originally I lived in Chicago for many years, so these kids are from Chicago.
Gotcha.
But they, in the first book, they have come to visit for the summer, and as the books progress, you find out that they end up staying here for some interesting reasons.
Yes.
Very cool.
You'll like the books.
Oh, I love history, and I love a mystery, too. I love that you paired the two together.
Oh, it's been great fun, and when I was in school, I just remember history class being lists of names and dates and memorize these. There was no context. Mm-hmm. I didn't see any relevance to my own life at all.
Right.
And so when I started writing these, I wanted to make history fun.
Yeah.
And I find even adults that read the books, I have a lot of adults, probably as many adults as kids that read these books. And when they do, they come to me and they say, I've been coming to Hilton Head for 30 years and I did not know this. I learned new things.
That's so fun.
Tell me how you began to write. What is your background? Were you always an author?
I started out in college. My intent was to be involved in journalism.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I was involved in my college newspaper and I did internships at newspapers. But when I graduated, the job that I found was for a publishing company. Mm-hmm. And so then I got the idea, I could write a book. Mm-hmm. And what I did for them was editing other people's books and writing, doing marketing writing. And so that's the path my career took. I also raised children, and so while I was doing that, I did freelance editing and writing, but never a novel.
Are you on the road with this? Do you talk to different groups?
Book signings?
I do a lot of book signings, and I have done a lot of talks. A school system in Florida actually selected this book for one of their middle schools.
And so mandatory reading?
Yes, for history. for,
Oh my
because
gosh.
even though this is local history, it's Lowcountry history, it's American history.
Yes.
Absolutely.
These things that happened right here in our little island area,
Are generalizable all over the place.
exactly. They were it's significant
Exactly.
to the larger history.
Susan, it's such a pleasure to have you come on. A little bit later in the show, we're going to be talking to Ian, so stay with us for that.
And Jessa had a chance to catch up with our friends at Granger Nissan, so stay tuned.